Hey, so one purpose on me filming these videos about iguanas is to educate with my hands-on experience with these guys. I have some really good insight into their behaviors, especially having two males and being their female. It's really interesting. So I just like to share my experiences, and it might help people who maybe have iguanas who are fairly new to the iguana experience and don't understand some of the behaviors that are happening. So for example, right now I have to be careful when I have things in my hands. He does not like my phone because he thinks it's a threat. So during breeding season, they just get flooded with breeding hormones. I don't know exactly what the hormones are. I'd have to look, but I could definitely follow up on what the hormones are scientifically. But so an example here, because they do certain behaviors that could be mistaken for other behaviors. So their defense could be considered an attack. So for example, I just got home and I'm just trying to take off my layers, which he is not wanting me to do because every time I move, he's so in breeding and protect his territory mode right now. He can't even help it. It's just ingrained in him. It's a very, very deep instinct that's part of him. So it's not something that I can just be like, no, bear. I called you no bear. So it's not something I can just be like, no bear, I'm just taking off my clothes. These are my, my layers. This is my sweatshirt. These are my sweatpants. Don't worry about it. It doesn't work like that. Every time I make a movement, he's so on alert. His senses are so heightened, like almost like a hyper awareness type of a thing. He's looking at me right now. He does not like my phone, especially when it's up here. He thinks that there's another iguana that is getting to his female. So he will literally jump, he will lunge, he will jump, he will climb right up me. And this can happen very fast. Like, you coming up? It's just my phone, Beers. I know you don't know that, but it's just my phone. So for example, I just got home and it's his time to come out. So I opened his door, let him come out, and then I went back to go take off my layers. I'm getting like a little bump there or something. But he literally lunged at me, which it's because they get, like he got kind of up on his, got big, got up on his tippy toes a little bit, and like lunged at me, but it wasn't an attack. But that can look very similar to, the behavior is very, very similar to what an attack might look like. However, this was him just being extremely anxious that the movement around me was another male iguana. So he literally lunged at me and ran up my body. I could see what's happening, but I still try to protect myself and allow him to do what he's doing. But I proceed with caution. I've been doing this, for a while, so. But so yes, that's just some information, because I could see how a female owner could mistake that for like, oh, he tried to attack me. But really, like, in this specific scenario, see, he's looking at me. Because I was moving my hand when I was talking, my hand's over here. But I was moving it when I was talking, and it was really concerning him. So he wants to get up here, make sure that there's no other adult male iguanas. It might seem funny to us human folks, like, oh, haha, he thinks my hat, he tries to mate with my hat, or he tries to defend against the hat, or he tries to attack the hat. It's because he literally thinks that it's a threat. It's very real to him. So, I mean, I have a lot of compassion for these guys because I put myself in their shoes, because I know them so well, and I know them in and outside of breeding season. So when I compare their behavior in breeding season to outside of breeding season, it's very different, you know. And so I feel for them because it looks very intense. You know, they're just flooded with this intensity of hormones happening, and it's nature. But you know, they're not living in their natural habitat. So it's my responsibility to learn as best that I can and not take it out on them or punish them or hold it against them for just doing what's their natural behavior. And their natural behavior during breeding season is to mate, defend their female against other males, and defend their territory against threats. And they're female against threats as well. The threats don't necessarily have to be other males. Usually that's what it is, but it could be because they're prey animals in the wild, you know, so it could be like a hawk swooping through or another predator. So that's just a little bit of insight. I will try to get some of that type of footage in the very near future so you can see how truly intense it is when you have, you know, a 4-foot long, 10-pound, because they're off of feed and they're a lot lighter right now, iguana with jaws of steel and over 100 razor sharp teeth coming at you full blast because they're literally thinking that there's something going on. Like, it's survival for them. So he's gonna come up here and see what I'm doing with this camera. You want help? You want help? Himself, he'll go nuts. So, yes, just a very quick, in the moment, little bit of information about their behavior. So yes, I will do my very best to get. Okay, hi, okay, hi, yeah, to get that captured, like, from a distance. So see how he's on me right now? Yeah, he's concerned. Oh, whoops. Oh shit, I fucked up. Okay, I gotta put this down. I can't let him see himself. He'll go nuts thinking it's another iguana. Oh dear Lord, my hand will get bitten right off. Seriously, not bitten off, but their bites are very, very severe. So, you know, and having them this close to the face, you know, maybe it looks cute and cuddly, but definitely it's something that I proceed with caution for. They look at my hair sometimes. My hair moves or falls out of place, and they're looking, ready to just get at it. Which, my hair is my hair, and it's on my head, and it's close to my face. So there's all kinds of things, and I don't blame them for that. This is natural behavior. And so I'm an advocate for these guys. I can't do it like this. I'm an advocate for these guys, but I also am an advocate for them staying in their natural habitat, not for them being in captivity. So he's getting a little distance from me. I'm gonna cut this video, and I'm really excited to do more videos about their behaviors, especially during breeding season. It's a great opportunity. He's given me the eyes. Oh dear Lord, to capture some footage. Yeah. Thing is to watch the mouth, because he just tried to mate with me here when I was trying to post that other video. Yup, right there, boom. Yup, right there. So that's what he came at my leg with, but a lot of a bigger open mouth. So it's like, really got to be careful and attentive. He just wants to mate. He wants to keep his bloodline going strong on this earth. It's his instinct, and he's so good at it. He's a good protector. Always trying to mate with me. So if I have him right like this, my body's like right here next to him. Sorry about all the crazy camera action. I can't let him see himself on camera, or he will get so triggered thinking that there's another iguana right here, and he might just possibly bite me thinking that he's getting at the other iguana, because kind of like that has happened one time. When I first adopted him during breeding season, I approached him. Oh, now, if you're gonna, okay, yep, gotta make sure he's not putting my leg into them jaws. When I first adopted him, and it was breeding season, and I approached him, and I had, like, I was doing dishes or something, and I had a dish towel in my hand, I think, and I went to just go check on him, and I approached him, and he bit really, really fast, like lightning fast. He bit the dish towel that was in my hand. He didn't get my hand, but it happened faster than I could really even see. It happened very fast. So yeah, there's just little things to be aware of that to them, especially during breeding season, can be triggering. When clothing, when anything moves, pretty much when anything moves, they can take it as a threat. And they act upon their instinct right away. I have seen them pause and like hold back, yes, but they will act forward towards, with their instinct. He's listening to me. I think me talking about this is stressing him out. The way I'm talking about it, I think he's like not digging it. But anyways, I just wanted to just get out this little quick in the moment message about some breeding season iguana behavior. These are green iguanas. And so for example, when he's triggered, like if I were to like fix my hair right now and he could see it, he would run at me, jump onto me, and very intensely and fastly climb up my body, which it's scary because it's like he's coming at my face. He's looking at me, and he's got these intense eyes, and his, like he looks like he's ready to do something, to do some damage, and he is ready to do that. And they can mistake things that are not real iguanas for iguanas. So, he could mistake my headband or my hair. There's potential he could get my ear by mistake, just not pausing to thinking, oh my God, there's a threat up there. There's a threat. It's moving. It's right there. I'm going to get it. It's like I have this big old human body, which is different than a female iguana. So it gets a little complicated. But yes. So, yep, things that are moving are triggers, things that are on me that don't look normal to them. Like, they're like, what is that on your head? Like, or just things that they don't understand. They can perceive as a threat, a predator, a threat to their female, threat to their territory. So, trying to think what else. Noises. If they hear something that sounds like the rustling of leaves, so for example, the bag, okay, let me show you something. Even fake leaves resemble the sound of real leaves enough that they get very triggered if I walk by this plant and he hears it or he sees it move, he's coming over there hot. That bag right there of puppy pads, when I brushed up against that accidentally the other day, triggered. He was over there in 2 seconds. So the wind could come through if I had the window open, if it got too hot, and blow the orchids, or, if these move, they're on it. They're on guard. So, yes, those are some examples of breeding season behavior. And I know Bear well enough to trust him to run up onto my body and defend me, but I have to use a lot of caution when I do that and be very ready to, at any split second, protect my face. So yeah, it will be really cool to get some videos of that, because it's pretty intense. So I'll have to have the phone ready somewhere. Like, I think I'll try to do that when I'm coming in from an outing next time, when I initially open his door, I'll stage it so that you guys can see the experience for real, you know? Yeah, so, and I try not to trigger them. I don't want them to be in a triggered state. It's not safe for me. It's better for me. The calmer they are, the less triggered they are, the safer I am, the less stressed I am. You know, the less stressed the other iguana is when the first one goes into their room and the second one comes out. There's not all this like tension and commotion, and also just for the trust process, I would never trigger them by accident ever.
I meant to say intentionally.
To me, that just breaks the trust process completely. Because to me, that's just cruel to mess with somebody who, you know, that's like, it's kind of like a prank on somebody's emotions, like a serious prank, like when they're in survival mode or something. So I don't do that to them, but I will get footage of just me coming in the house and doing what I have to naturally do and showing you like his reaction to it. So yeah, that's that. And I might just wait to try to post these because I am still trying to get my layers off. And yeah, I was gone for a little while longer than expected, and he was trying to come out, and I'm trying to keep his mouth, which is injured. I'm trying to keep him from like ripping it more and injuring it more. So that's the reason I didn't stop. Take all my layers off, put all my groceries away, everything I need to do before opening his door. They are on a schedule. So Bear comes out from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. So, and they really get onto schedules very well. So if I'm not home at 3, he's trying to get out of his cage. And when I'm home and it's 3 o'clock and I'm just a little bit delayed and I can see him doing that, I'm just like, I gotta let this kid out because I don't want him to damage his nose, his mouth more, which does happen. And same with Suyo. He has a spot here. So I recorded a video about it that ended up being a little long, but I might post it or I might just do another one. We'll see what happens. So it's real. It's really, really real here in the jungle, the Midwest jungle, the concrete jungle, y'all. So yeah, I just have compassion and understanding that they're just in this kind of intense state right now, and it's just natural, and they're just doing what they're, wired to do. So I'll talk to you all later.